Hello and welcome to another update video about GALA. So GALA recently dropped below basically the last support level that was available. That was here at 2 cents. We see an additional one if we go to the Kucoin chart. Let's just do that quickly. That's the Kucoin tether chart. There is one more exactly where we are now. That is the one I highlighted in the last video already. It's basically at 0.0175 USD. You can see those three lines are basically the last key levels here. We had this as a support level, which is now resistance at around 2 cents. Now we're going to drop to the next support level. We already touched it, found a little bit of support, but haven't really seen an amazing reaction to it. Yeah, nothing like this. Yeah, back in 21. No, it's rather going the opposite way. And yeah, I mean, from here we could, what absolutely could happen at any time, but it doesn't even look like that now. What you can get at any time is something like that. A bit of a bounce, a three-wave bounce, and then come down lower. Mentioned to you that really only as soon as we get above this descending trend line, yeah, that is when we can really explore that a breakout is occurring here. Until then, we are obviously clearly in a downtrend. We still make lower lows, lower highs. We don't really reduce the momentum either, so it is continuing to go down. You could argue we are in a bit of a channel, maybe descending wedge, but rather a channel here that you can see. And yeah, we're just going to follow it until we break out, really. The moment we break out could be a bit of an explosive move to the upside. First resistance might be around that 5 cent level, but we are quite far away from that at the moment. Anybody who hasn't watched the previous videos, the absolute key level for GALA is the 10 cent level. That is quite far away, but it is the 88.7% FIB level of the larger GALA cycle. And we are way below that. So we've dropped actually 80% below that 88.7% FIB level, which is quite concerning. GALA dropped obviously around about 90%, 99%. So it's not looking good. But what opportunities, not opportunities, but what possibilities do we really have here? Well, so I think we have certainly the possibility from here, if we see something like an engulfing green candle or so, if you see something like that, that we get a bit of a bounce, get to the descending channel resistance and could then break down if we can't break out. That we break out from here out of the channel to the upside, I find it unlikely, given that I still expect a lower low for Bitcoin. And if we see that lower low for Bitcoin, it could push GALA, including many other altcoins, down further. And then we've got the 1 cent level. That's just a psychological support level. It's not even key support, but it shows as basically the issue price of the GALA tether coin, basically, yeah, GALA, here on the GALA tether chart. But it's obviously from August 21, so it's way back. And going below that big start price, well, not necessarily good for the coin, but at least it would have a chance to restart again as soon as these coins recover. Always bear in mind, any altcoin is risky, and obviously you have an interesting reward to risk. Yeah, because if they recover from here, I mean, you seriously have a possibility of like 100x for GALA. That is absolutely possible. However, it's no guarantee that they will recover. I had a question in the previous video. You know, if everybody agrees it's a good project, why wouldn't it recover? Well, you know, there's tons of good projects out there. GALA is a good project. I like the project. And I do own some GALA as well. However, just because it's a good project doesn't mean that the sentiment is returning, the positive sentiment. I mean, you've had a lot of good companies sort of at the .com bubble that went just bust, right? And only a few ones emerged, and they are our Amazons of today, sort of thing, yeah. So few good companies survived, but many good companies, yeah, went down. I mean, there's tons of good projects out there, and there will be new metaverse projects coming out. Now, I hope GALA will survive. Don't get me wrong. It's just that at the moment we don't see anything that's remotely bullish. Let's go back to the Binance chart. Go back to the Binance chart, and here on the Binance chart we can see it's sort of following the wave count at the moment. I told you that very shortly we should see some kind of a wave 4 to the upside, but that wave 3 is probably not finished yet. The wave count would suggest it. I mean, we've seen a nice reaction on Bitcoin ETH last few days here, or yesterday, but GALA isn't doing much. I mean, we had here this trend continuation pattern that led to another drop as expected. This one still looks a bit like a triangle pattern, and it doesn't really make sense to try to count every small wave here, really. It's important that this is already micro counting what we're doing here. So I think we have a good chance to still be in the third wave, and this still looks like an emerging triangle which could still continue to break down. As I said, there is some support at around 1.7 cents, which we already touched, to be honest, nearly. And from here we could then go into a little bit of a wave 4 recovery. That could become a bit more substantial given how oversold we are. For example, here on the daily chart, yeah. So we've really only been that oversold like 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and there has always been a more or less substantial recovery, not necessarily in a bull run, but at least some kind of a substantial recovery here. Back in October we had that, yeah, where we moved from 3 cents all the way up to 5. So it is quite substantial, but it was only very short term. So yeah, bear in mind this could just become a move all the way to the resistance area now, but without any kind of signal. I can't tell you if that happens tomorrow, if that's going to happen in 2 days, in a week or so. We need some initial signal, like a bullish engulfing candle or anything. At the moment, we don't see anything. So to help you, how could you watch out for such a signal if you want to trade this? But bear in mind, it is high risk at the moment. Well, I think an initial signal would be, should we really break out of this triangle to the upside? Put that triangle on your chart, even though it looks quite closely like this trend continuation pattern here. We have the same situation here, but should we break to the upside, which would be a move above, well, it depends on when it happens, right? But let's say above 0.195 USD, then it could take us up here to around maybe 2.5 cents. Okay, but that's my update about GALA. Not too many positive news at the moment. Unfortunately, the price, even though it did a bit of a bounce when it touched that support trend line down there, it hasn't been really anything convincing or exciting. So we just need to be a bit more patient and see where GALA takes us. It will take us further down unless we see at least some kind of a reaction to the upside. So I'd be extremely careful here at the moment. Okay, and that's my update about GALA. So hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.